Welcome to the Rap Drugs Pod. A bonus app for you.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah. Todd looking sharp
Right
this week.
Oh, yeah, man. Got my best outfit on.
Oh, nice. The best one? I wasn't going
I
to
don't
say
know.
that, but...
Can't tell. I don't have nice outfits.
Yeah, exactly. Just left the suit jacket in the closet, right?
Yeah, the other two pieces are still at the store.
Yeah, that's how you can tell Todd's not an intelligence agent. He doesn't have a single white shirt. They're all like ketchup stained and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Throw them out first wear. I'm no better. Mine are like yellow immediately.
Your white shirts?
Nice yellow neck and pits.
Yeah.
They're one wear too also. Yeah.
Easily. They don't look like that. They will at the end of the day, eh?
Yeah, exactly. It's almost as bad as watching like your views go up and down on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, we've got like what, 50 people at most watching our channel, like, but
Yeah.
they have to cut away from our views too, and supposedly take away from our subscribers too. Who knows if that's what's up there?
Yeah,
but definitely seems like some shadow banning.
We had like 40 subscribers at one point, and now we got 20.
Yeah,
25.
But don't worry, we weren't removed completely. I have seen some like 8-year-old videos made by the CIA that rank ahead of ours. But their titles kind of, I type in the exact words of our title, and theirs is just about the same topic. So
yeah. And they play their documentaries,
exactly,
fucking trying to whitewash these crazy psychos.
Yeah. There's no way YouTube is compromised. No way. You type in Alan Dulles in the first Alan Dulles, first 1ST civilian director Central Intelligence. The video that comes up is this Central Intelligence Agency's video.
Yeah.
That's about Alan Dulles. Our video's like 5th or 6th, like after 5 or 6 of their other burner account videos.
Yeah.
So fucked up, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. They haven't shot me yet, and I called them out on Instagram. So maybe
is
they
that
got
right?
A lot of, yeah. The other, when I put that one trailer up, I took it down now because I'm like, I don't know. I was got really high and paranoid. But yeah, I wrote, "Hey FBI, like, subscribe, and set us up." And I was like, I shouldn't really call them out that directly. Like I did in the video already. Like I shouldn't also do it in writing on Instagram permanently. So I deleted it before someone catches on to the fact we exist. But yeah, if you watch one of the, I forget which video exactly that was. A couple weeks ago. If you watch that video though, you'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Easily after my internet searches, I'm in the NSA database.
I hope so. Like that's the one reason. That's the main reason why we're in Canada. Like mainly because we were born here, but also because we can do the research we can from hopefully the protection of our borders. We might get extradited, but like as long as we don't look up anything crazy, like what are they going to extradite us for? Using the internet wrong? Like we're not looking up terrorist shit or fucking how to spy.
Yeah,
we're just looking up stuff that actually fucking happened.
Yeah, we're just researching the history of the CIA.
You're probably more likely to get searched up by NSA for like how to get more followers on YouTube, like.
Yeah, that's part of their
his Facebook and FBI operation.
Yeah.
He's on
to
us. Track and trace.
Control. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh man, I can't believe Facebook wanting my photo ID. And they know everything about me too. It's just like putting their balls on my mouth and being like, well, you gotta kiss them if you want back on.
Yeah.
You tried to change your birth date? You tried to change your birth date to January 2020? nope, you're under 13 years old now, and even though you've been on Facebook for more than 13 years.
Yeah.
Just
You think
kiss.
their computer would have been like, hey, there's an error here. Maybe you can't do that.
You would think there'd be some sort of fail-safe coding.
Yeah.
That would be like, no, 6-year-old baby cannot create a Facebook. Like, what? Like, don't people have accounts for their babies and shit?
I don't know.
Yeah, probably not on Facebook. That's probably
that's
IG.
intense.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong accounts. Definitely NSA is going to be after me.
Oh yeah. Why is this guy looking up baby accounts?
I've been following my friends' baby accounts and searching up Crystalia news. So the police are knocking at my door at the moment.
Too many red flags. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Someone's knocking at the door. Aggressively. Yeah, luckily I don't have to be scared of answering because of my skin color.
Yeah.
But like definitely pedos deserve to be shot, so that's unfortunate. Like if only the police were like fucking racist against pedophiles.
Yeah. That'd be way better.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of everyone who isn't exactly like them, and even some people who are like them.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, you're not what? Like me? He was really tan. Oh shit. Yeah. I've disgraced my
you say to me?
Yeah, I've disgraced my family. Oh man, so stupid. Cops are the stupidest people out there. Like there has to be some that are okay, like, but they just shut up and put their heads down right now. And and the rest just fucking suck balls. And anyone who wants to become a cop is probably thinking twice now, even if they were a good person. Like,
yeah.
And that's the only unfortunate part. But
that's probably the fucked up part is all the good cops are like, oh, I don't even want to do it anymore. Or people who would be good cops. And then you got these asshole cops who are just down for it. They're like, that's how the police are? I want to be one of those guys.
At the same time, like, I don't know if you've ever crossed or how many times you've crossed the border, but they definitely learn these fucking psycho manipulation tactics.
Yeah.
Like similar to what social media uses on you to get you. Like,
I was talking to a friend. Yeah.
It's just they learned it. Yeah. But yeah, you're talking to a friend, sorry?
That recently she knows somebody who was going through this. She said like 3 days in, totally new guy coming out of those fucking classes. Like they just pretty much like they're like drill sergeant you, just scream at you for a few days to see if you can handle it.
Yeah.
And then
put
fucking
in your butt.
Yeah. Dude, pull some frat moves. Make you fucking pig.
Make you search each other's butts.
Yeah. All
right.
Like, everyone has to strip search each other.
Yeah. You have to do this on the job here. Whoever fits the biggest thing in their butt doesn't have to search someone else's butt. Yeah. So yeah, that's the kind of things that go down there. But yeah, definitely they learn the psycho manipulation tactics.
Oh yeah.
So they can tell if you're lying or not immediately by testing you, stress testing you. So it's funny that they'll give that kind of intelligence away to like border agents and police officers, like have a license to kill instead of not being taught that and being taught not how to shoot. Like, why would they make all these people so weaponized, let alone give them all the weapons?
Yeah.
Like, that's the craziest part to me. Like,
is the weaponry these guys have?
Just the psychological tactics they teach these guys.
Oh yeah, to psychologically abuse people until they admit to things that they may or may not have even done.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, is there anything else you really wanted to go hard about other than IG just being assholes right now? Also saying you're going too fast. Like they're at least upfront about it, unlike YouTube. YouTube's just totally
yeah. I just like, hey, we're gonna block you because you didn't pay us to promote. You're trying to do it yourself. Fucking.
Yeah. I wish I was more of a Twitter fam kind of guy. Knew Twitter better.
Yeah.
Like I got my own account. I follow some sports stuff. I follow some comedians. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like I don't really
Fuck with Twitter.
as much.
Yeah. Yeah,
IG
for
was
sure.
dope back in the day when it came out, and like Facebook really sucked balls at that point immediately. It was like 2009 or 10. Like as soon as it came out, and it was only like food pictures on like flip phones for some people.
Yeah.
that was when IG was the dopest, and Twitter was like just getting started out. Like, and it was only like Wiz Khalifa and like fucking stuff like that on there, and YouTube was all fucking like some guy in my high school, Dan Shim. He got famous on Crip walking on YouTube, like,
Is that right?
and then just doing other stupid videos after that. Like, so that was some
Yeah.
funny shit. But yeah, like just the times back then to now, where it's like such a platform, they have to like flex their muscle, and may or may not be like government contraptions.
Yeah. Just
If
like
not,
crazy organizations now.
definitely been handled. Like some of the people within the organizations openly
Yeah,
admit
for sure.
being told about it. Like if you can look it up for Google specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure the same thing goes down at Facebook and Instagram because they own it, and probably even WhatsApp because they own it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, some ridiculous shit there. But yeah, Reddit, I don't who knows? It may be the only place that's unscathed, but at the same time it has to be at this point. It has to be. Just like the Joe Rogan experience. Like,
yeah.
Whether or not it's been weaponized is a different question completely, but like it's watched, it's tainted.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like
they try as much as they can, eh?
Exactly. Like, and yeah, they try as much as they can. You just put it right, nail on the head there.
Yeah. And then anything they can't, they try and vilify. Like those extreme stuff.
Yeah, that really leads us into kind of a few things. Like, do you want to go over like more down that route before we kind of get into the drug busts, or
yeah, like you want to talk about
China, India for a second before we get into that same kind of topic?
Sure, we'll do China, India, and then we'll go back to that.
Because I read this crazy article today that I shared with you, where before I was reading it was like 40 deaths. Now India's saying 20 deaths. And this is a global news article, so like a common Canadian news thing. So the clash was the deadliest between the two countries in 45 years. India said 20 of its soldiers died. China hasn't released any information. So soldiers brawled with clubs, rocks, and their fists at 70 meters above sea level.
That's
no
the
shots were
craziest thing to
fired.
me.
Yeah,
it's a melee fight. Yeah,
no shots were fired, but they're fucking each other.
It sounded like it was like a legitimate discussion. Like the Chinese soldiers were somewhere they weren't supposed to be, and the Indians were like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?"
Chinese soldiers literally weren't somewhere they were not somewhere they're not. We're somewhere that they're not supposed to be. Wasn't mentioned once in this article. It was by Al Jazeera though.
yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of funny. But yeah, so the soldiers carry firearms but are not allowed to use them under a previous agreement in the border dispute. So that's how disciplined these Indian soldiers are. They may have been defending their own lives, not using these firearms.
Yeah.
That's very potential. Like you're saying, it's also just as likely they were harassing the camp.
Yeah.
Because they were on Indian soil or disputed Indian soil. It's not Chinese Indian. It's Indian Pakistan disputed.
Oh, is it?
China's trying to prop up India. Yeah.
No, China's trying to prop up Pakistan.
Is
that not right?
Some sort of valley. Pakistan, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was a miss.
Yeah. Kashmir is
It doesn't say the valley specifically either in this global news article because it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't want us looking into it more.
From what I understand, there's a province called Kashmir and Jammu, and the western portion, that's more Kashmir, is disputed between Pakistan and India, and then the eastern portion, which is disputed between China and India.
Yeah, exactly. An uneasy truce.
Yeah, and what that's all about too is water. Kashmir and Jammu is pretty much where all the water comes from for India and Pakistan.
Nice.
And so, that's just what the fight's
important.
about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Yeah.
And that must be why China's going so hard building some camps there. But
China wants to prop up Pakistan because of economic deals they've made. But also,
exactly.
I was reading.
Well, access to the water is important for them, and if they give them economic deals, they can kind of control them economically the same way U.S. does to other countries.
I don't know if you know.
Sorry.
Or well, just for the Pakistan and China thing. One thing I know about their economic deals, like China's been building a lot of naval ports, and basically they'd give them a loan, and then when the people didn't pay the loan back, they would get them to sign a contract where they own the naval port for the next 100 years. Wow. So it's like that was a classic British move, like how Britain used to own Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to Pakistan.
It's a life lease, right?
Yeah,
exactly. That's very common, yeah.
And
even in business.
They've built a ring around India, where Sri Lanka, which is on the southern tip of India, is another place they have a similar port. But anyways, back to the disputed area, the eastern portion that's between China and India. What I was reading there from an Indian source that was trying to explain why China wants it, basically was that portion of land that China wants is higher ground. So if they control that, they can easily invade the rest of the province at any point.
Crazy, yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And if you ask me, I don't even think China should be that far west. Like that region is like where they're also the Chinese controlled part just north of there is where the Uyghur are, or the Uyghur, and they're doing all the fucked up camps. Like I feel like that part is like a Chinese colonialism. All the western portion.
Yeah, 100%. And that and that's probably why the reason there's increased Chinese presence there, because they were kind of trying to dispute that. Like, oh no, we didn't have as many vehicles in the region as you're saying, like this and that. But like, we know the U.S. has satellite pictures, so like, maybe the U.S. is siding with China, but we also know India's got their own satellites and connections with Russia through military purchases, at least. So they may be on either side. Either way, they have access to plenty of satellites.
I feel like
they both
one
know
of the
what's
most
going on.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
What were you saying? Sorry, you feel like the most.
I was just gonna say, I feel like the relationship between Russia, China, India, and the U.S. is like probably one of the most complicated in the world. Like, U.S. and Russia could go either way on both of those guys. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and then I don't know. What do you want to hit? So that's really good covering that. We could go deeper, but let's skip to the next.
Yeah, let's move on.
Get boring.
Yeah.
Do you want to cover the conspiracy that's going on right now, or some facts that came out on something that happened here in Canada?
Let's do the conspiracy.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so this one's kind of goes along with kind of stuff we've learned already, but different. It's like psyops.
Yeah.
So there's this summer 2020 fireworks conspiracy. Knowyourmeme.com is where a lot of the information is kind of compiled, where I'm looking at right now, because there are a lot of articles out, and that's what kind of got me into the thing already. But at the same time, on Twitter, I've been seeing things that are counter to the articles. So the articles are saying like, oh, all these laws changed and that's the reason why there's such an increase. But these videos show like police presence at firework areas, and then fireworks seem to be going off at and around police stations. So is it a tactic against the police by people, or a tactic used by the police against people? Who knows? It's hard to say either way in that light. But anyways, it reminds people of Vietnam and parallels to Waco. So that whole kind of crazy psyops tactic, government sanctioned psychological operations. People think it's designed to deprive the sleep of demonstrators for the George Floyd BLM protests. So
very well could be.
Other people,
I mean, if they're going off all night.
And other people think it's like a surge in fireworks to the marketplace also, because of cancellation of big shows.
Yeah.
So
and
now a lot of fireworks have to go out there on the cheap because they already would have made them or prepared for them because these shows buy so far in ahead.
Yeah, could be both.
Deposit so far in ahead.
That could have been created and designed so people do it to themselves. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the laws also changed recently, so that's what it is.
Exactly,
but
yeah.
Complaints about unseasonal fireworks date back to April 2020. So that's somewhat surprising because I thought all this George Floyd stuff started in May.
I'm not totally
About
sure.
A month ago. Yeah, so April 25, Facebook user Laura Sosto shared a video in upstate Manhattan. Over the next few weeks, others continue to share videos of late-night fireworks throughout New York City. So maybe people thought they could get away with it from less police. On May 7, fireworks from a condo building in downtown Brooklyn at 12:45 a.m. That's nothing really. That's early. On May 21st, Gothamist published a report of reports of fireworks throughout New York City. They wrote, in the weeks preceding and following the 4th of July, New Yorkers generally grow accustomed to the bangs and booms erupting from illegal rooftop fireworks. But well before the end of May 2020, some parts of the city are being subjected to large-scale firework displays late into the evening, and residents are increasingly fed up. So yeah, it seems like because Corona hit, there was some sort of fireworks leak in the marketplace.
Yeah.
People are bored as fuck in their houses. But yeah, spread. Over the next few weeks, residents in New York City continue to complain about the fireworks. On June 9, if you're LA popping fireworks, shut the fuck up, bro. Received 24,000 likes, 86,000 retweets in less than 1 month. Social media's like this continued. Who the fuck is giving fireworks every night? I can't say that one word. 157,000 likes and 39,000 retweets. Yeah. Starts with the N, the word I can't say. So yeah. Then people start making connections here. Around this time, some began posting conspiracy theories that allege the police are responsible for fireworks. For example, on June 14th, Twitter user Adam King tweeted, conspiracy theory, what if cops are the ones setting off these massive fireworks display every night, seeing how long it will take for the community to ask for their help, and then they'll swoop in and save the day. On June 29, Twitter says, BZ says BLM answered a question about the fireworks. Due to the riots, looting, and thanks to the government and then Tifa, they left truckloads of fireworks behind. That's why so many people have their hands on them. And elites are dropping them off on every corner to keep the mayhem going. Be safe, y'all. Martial law is coming. And then it goes deeper into the conspiracy. The search interest is thought to peak again, but it kind of peaked and then died off. But June, it says, this from Google, values for this point have partial and complete data available. 100 searches for 2020 fireworks. So yeah, it may or may not be totally crazy because it's been going on for a while, but then again, who knows? This is Know Your Meme, so some intelligence agent might have wrote this, created the backstory.
Yeah.
Also posted all those backstory tweets. They might have been planning ahead for the movement. Who knows?
They
but
just want people to think they're doing more than they are.
Exactly. We've also heard George Floyd is personal beef, so
for sure.
Who knows? But yeah, that's a really unfortunate shit either way. I wouldn't be surprised if they're embracing the tactics, even if it was whatever else. But yeah, before we get into what's probably some old news about drug busts and everything, just wanted to touch on this one quickly too, because it was about what seems to now be an undercover operation with the Nova Scotia shooter.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyone who watches Joe Rogan might have also seen this on Coli and Noir. But yeah, being here in Canada, our dad kind of sent it to us on the weekend. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Yeah. But yeah, the Nova Scotia shooter case has hallmarks of an undercover operation. Police sources say the killer's withdrawal of $47,000 was highly irregular and how an RCMP agent would get money. So yeah,
Yeah.
but force 47,000 in cash, which is crazy. And
Yeah.
this man killed 22 Nova Scotians in April.
Yeah. It
So
kind of looks like this guy might have been undercover or something.
yeah, exactly.
Like, why was he getting paid off that much in cash that's just gone? I mean, was he part of a criminal organization, or was he working for the police in an undercover? I think it's the only question here right now, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously something was going on.
Yeah, exactly. Something was going on for sure. Sources in both banking and the RCMP say this transaction is consistent with how the RCMP funnels money to its confidential informants and agents and is not an
Oh,
option
okay.
available to private banking customers. So that's a crazy thing that it says. It seems like this is just for that type of thing. Like what does it mean? How's it not available to private banking customers? It's only available to public government ones?
Yeah.
So yeah, court documents show Wortman owned a New Brunswick registered company called Berkshire Broman, the legal owner of two of his vehicles, including one of his police replica cars. Whatever the purpose of that company, there's no public evidence that it would have been able to move large quantities of cash. So that's kind of weird. There's no public evidence, so why even bother saying
Yeah.
anything? Why even point that out? Weird. This
That's
article
the
says
weirdest
that.
part.
Why does this
Yeah, there
article
would
say
have been
that?
wouldn't if that is the normal way for them to do it, isn't there also evidence of it though? Don't they have paperwork that
Yeah,
goes along
it
with
would
it?
be some other way, but why does this article say, whatever the purpose of that company, there's no public evidence that it would have been able to move large quantities of cash. But the other thing is Wortman also ran his own denturist business. There is no reason to believe it would require him to handle large amounts of cash either.
Okay.
So it's really, that's why they also think like maybe he's getting it for purchases, like making purchases. But at the same time, it could be for getting those illegal activities and setting up the people who built the cars for him. And maybe because like that would be completely illegal, building a replica RCMP car.
Yeah.
If he truly
That's
did
true.
build it and it's not a real RCMP car that they're just saying is a replica.
Yeah.
But that those people could have convinced him otherwise, and maybe he thought he was compromised and went crazy over it, and that's why he went on this shooting spree.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
It's
is
hard to
this is
say.
crazy. So a Mountie familiar with techniques used by force and other criminal operations, but not with details of the investigation and the shooting, says Wortman could not have collected his own money from Brinks as a private citizen. A second Mountie who does not know the first one, but who has also been involved in CI operations, also believes that Wortman's ability to withdraw a large sum of money from Brinks is an indication that Wortman had a link with the police. That's tradecraft, the Mountie said, explaining that by going through CIBC Intria, the RCMP could avoid typical banking scrutiny as there are no holds placed on money. That's what we do when we need flash money for a buy. We don't keep stashes of money around the office when we suddenly need a large sum of money to make a buy or something. That's the route we take. I think with the branch transaction, you've proved with that single fact that he had a relationship with the police. He was either a CI or an agent. So I thought that right away with the replica car. I'm like, maybe that's a real car and they're just saying it's replica, but it's possible guy and that was organizing for a buy. There's photos of him collecting money from Brinks Yard. March 30, 2020. So who knows? Maybe he had a lot of fucking bills to pay being a CI, and with the fucking whole collapse, he kind of gunned everything down. But yeah, it seems like he was planning it all along if he had some sort of car there, or he was an RCMP agent. Canadian retail banking expert. There's a lot more on it. That was just two RCMP agents who didn't want to be named because they're probably going to get killed. You can imagine that if someone comes in with large sums of cash, that stuff is not kept quiet. You don't want that. Maybe what the RCMP was doing is they thought they could keep things quieter by transferring funds via Brinks. Still an active ongoing investigation, said Corporal Jennifer Clark in an email on Friday. All investigative avenues and possibilities continue to be explored, analyzed, and processed with due diligence. This is to ensure that the integrity of the investigation is not compromised. We cannot release anything more related to your questions. McLean's reported earlier this week that sources say Wortman had social relationships with Hells Angels and with a neighbor, Peter Allen Griffin, who recently finished serving part of a 7-year sentence for drug and firearm offenses linked to La Familia, a Mexican cartel. Sources say Griffin printed the decals that Wortman used on the replica RCMP cruiser he used in his rampage. Sources say that RCMP in New Brunswick, not Nova Scotia, recently took operational control of investigations into outlaw bikers in the Maritimes, which means that Nova Scotia Mounties may not have been aware of any connection to Wortman. So crazy.
That's intense.
Yeah. Informants are never paid more than a couple hundred at a time, said a person briefed on RCMP agents. Anything over 10,000 is agent money, which makes a lot of sense. Like $475,000 to a CI. No, he sounds like a hired contractor or potentially an agent. Weird that he's also a denturist though. But maybe that helps him like maybe that helps him destroy dental
records. Yeah, they bring people in.
But good point. Maybe he didn't actually have anyone on staff or anything.
I want to hear someone that actually he fixed their teeth.
Yeah. But yeah, he was in the news before too, a long time ago.
For what?
Another Mountie says, this guy always wanted to be a Mountie. He was acting like a Mountie. He was doing many things. It's clear to me that something went wrong. So maybe he was in a like contract and then he got fucking let go. But yeah, that's a dope ass McLean's article. I just closed all these shits, but we'll put the 3 links in there. And yeah,
we'll have them.
If you want to read into the whatever, what is it called? The fireworks conspiracy. Because the other two, like you can only read what's out there. Like the China one, like Todd said, like check India News, check Al Jazeera too. They're usually on by a source. You can get a better link than Global News. They didn't really give a lot of the info, just what's been bid out by other people.
Just what China's putting out.
Yeah, exactly. Canada's trying to play both sides in the U.S.-China economic war. Because it's a pretty serious economic war right now. Like that's the other thing with that Andrew Schulz clip. Going back to China before we get into like some drug bust shit.
Yeah.
Like did you see that Andrew Schulz video where
I watched it.
He chirps the celebrities very well do. They should have knew what they were doing after that Imagine video. Like, that was the stupidest fucking shit on the planet.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, all these celebrities, for everyone who doesn't know, bunch of I don't know, D-list celebrities went on and said they take responsibility for everything that's going on.
Jesse Pinkman's not D-list.
Oh yeah, they had a couple people.
Kristen Bell, she's pretty prime time, but I don't know.
I only knew like
notch.
2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, you're on the same boat as Charles. I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I got the shirt on to match. But I thought the take on the marketing was pretty interesting. Like obviously a very funny take. But
so what was his take? Should we say his take first, maybe? Just that he's like pretty much that these companies are virtue signaling fucking when they try to support, I don't know, leftist ideologies and say they support fucking gay rights and like equality and stuff like that, and then they don't represent that in the upper echelons of their company or when they do business in other countries.
Yeah. And they're to a degree he's right, but at the same time, like especially to the points on China, like you have no choice but to cave to whatever China tells you to if you want to do business there. So like
But like why do we want to do business there?
Well, during an economic Cold War, don't you want to extract funds, and or maybe you're required to have some sort of propaganda or espionage get into China?
At the cost of our ideologies, though?
Yes, especially if it's propaganda. Like Disney especially. I would not be surprised for a second if they're pushing propaganda messages.
You think they're pushing American propaganda through the movies?
Whatever way possible, if they get paid right way. It's a product placement, baby. They don't care. They don't care if the U.S. government's paying them, or if Coca-Cola's paying them, or if gay rights advocates are paying them,
or if China's paying them. That's the thing.
Exactly. Like this.
And the problem, though,
Walt Disney supported Nazis, so like he's a terrible person with no ethics.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, of course they're virtue signaling.
I think mostly what he was trying to say, though, was just like, of course they're gonna do these things and like listen to China and stuff. It's just like they'll pretend like you're better than everybody and you're not. You're actually for these ideals, unless you're gonna run your company like that.
Well, yeah, that's the one thing that is kind of tough, because I understand that as well. There's 100% institutionalized racism in the schooling system, in like careers that people can get at organizations outside of these ones preaching or virtue signaling. Because let's say you try to make a change, but your board is like 6 pension funds, and then like maybe one CEO or 2 executives have enough shares to get a few people into the board as well. So you're going to have these pension funds that have like X, Y, and Z requirement, and all of those requirements are going to be like racist because they're institutionally racist. It's like you have to be a Harvard or an Ivy League graduate in order to be like considered for our board. You have to have 30 years of experience as a manager, like things that like unfortunately black people have just never been given a chance to, and or have been completely shunned from or blocked out through racist means and actions. Like like it's just crazy. It's not just it's a systemic thing. Like, so yeah, they're fucked up. But would it be better if they did nothing and said nothing and didn't push for this sort of change? Like,
I mean, it almost another point
like
that he made was it almost doesn't matter if what they say, because they're not changing anything. Pretend like they're about it, but it's people have already decided what is going to change, and then they respond to that. That was another point he made. I mean, we're rioting, and then they go, "Oh, we're supporting what's going on with the riots." It wasn't like they incited riots.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's hard to get on board with the Nike, because yes, it's a sweatshop operation, but they did support Colin Kaepernick. Like, you can't deny they supported Colin Kaepernick way before this thing.
Yeah,
people were burning their shoes over that shit. So that's a hard argument.
Should Colin Kaepernick have supported Nike though?
No. No.
Like that's what I mean.
But at the same time, you gotta get paid.
He's kind of a sellout.
Get paid. But LeBron James, he's definitely a sellout, and
they're all sellouts.
He's supports Nike. He's signed by Nike, and he also agrees with China. He's a China sympathizer. So
he's probably toured the sweatshops.
This is the only time ever I'd agree with LeBron James and support anything going on in China. But I think whatever means necessary. Like, the U.S. has to find ways to get into China, and
I feel like they're attempting to do that, and the opposite is happening. China is doing that to us. Like, look at Google. Google goes over there, and we're trying to be like, don't censor Chinese Google, and then Google starts to censor American Google, right? Like,
but I think that they already are doing that type of shit either way.
Yeah.
But I do definitely think, like I've said before, and this may or may not be racist, like, let us know in the comments below. Text or email me Give us a good 5-star rating, like, but if you gotta hate, like, just comment or like email or text or call.
Yeah.
Whatever's good there. So yeah, that's. I want to know if this is racist. Anyone from China could potentially be a spy if they still talk to anyone in China. Because you, like, look at what they're doing to these two Canadians right now, Michael Spavor and what's his face, another
Yeah.
Michael. They are calling them spies and running them through the ringer for no reason at all.
Who's this?
Two Canadians. One's like a business guy who like helped people get connections with North Korea.
Oh,
Through China. Like
okay.
China let
Yeah.
this go on this whole time. And then another guy who was like another business guy in China. So like, and all of a sudden the Huawei person gets locked up. These two guys get locked up. The
Yeah.
Huawei person starting to get in trouble in US. These guys are starting to get in trouble in China.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of a pretty shitty situation to be in, but at the same time, like China decides whatever they want to decide. So if they had to pressure you, if they pressured your family that was back in China, like who's to say you're not going to be an asset? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying every person that leaves China is Jeffrey Epstein. I'm saying,
well, I don't think that
so
you
we
should
have to
say
do
they're all spies.
we have to do the
but they're
same
all-
thing the other way with corporations, like and Disney movies, and by hiring their companies and taking advantage of their labor. Like we're definitely losing the Cold War. Sweatshops, that's winning the Cold War. Killing their people by working them to death. I think that's the best way to win a war, right?
Yeah, I feel
Imagine
like I
if we went to war and you fucking killed yourself. Like that's the fucking. And then at the same time, I got a new sweater.
At the same time, like, yeah,
like
I feel like I disagree with all of this.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. I think it's tough to. It's hard to argue with globalization, and it's hard to agree with it at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I
the
feel like there's
is so cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Like
it's just nobody wants to hear it, I think is the biggest thing. It's like no one cares or wants to hear it.
Exactly. The lobbyists, I think there needs to be lobbyists saying this stuff to change the policies. And if you do change your corporate policies, feel free to announce that on a newswire, not a fucking 30-second commercial during SNL.
Yeah.
Like agreed on that for sure. But like the virtue signaling is a lot better though than like Chick-fil-A donating to gay rights advocacy and those type of church groups or doing nothing at all, saying like we don't side, like because we want to agree with get more customers. Like look at Joe Rogan, like he speaks his mind. Like these companies may not be speaking their mind. It might be a molded
That's
view
the
of
problem.
Society of what they want their customers to hear. But as long as they're not like saying like go vote for this guy or that type of thing, like I don't think it's a problem. Like they're not abusing.
You don't think they're doing that though?
I don't think they're abusing their platform. No.
Like I mean,
I think defunding the police and redistributing the funds throughout other social support systems is definitely a better plan. And I think anyone who supports racist ideologies is dumb. But I also do agree. Like I can't argue with the fact the new NASCAR kind of makes me upset after that FBI investigation. But is the FBI racist? Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So like there was the noose that was Bubba Watson's thing was found October 2019.
Yeah.
I guess it was there for a whole year or a whole 8 months.
And it wasn't even it was just it sounded to me like it was just like a rope that was used to close the garage. Yeah.
But they tied it as a noose so it was easy to pull. And who knows? Probably a KKK guy who made the rope. Like the rope. Like it was definitely like
Yeah.
they were allowed to have the Confederate flag all over the place up until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was probably some racist ass prick who made the news 8 months ago, but he didn't like make it because he's like, oh yeah, Bubba Wallace is gonna get this garage eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, or maybe it was an FBI agent who did it, and now they're covering it up.
It's fake footage. He
NASCAR
photoshopped
paid.
the footage.
Yeah, exactly. NASCAR paid FBI to do this.
Yeah.
So they could get some good marketing, because that's all it seems like to me. It's like, oh no, we didn't get enough likes or follows from the dropping the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
we need to keep pushing that message.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a rain delay. Oh, perfect time to come out with this story. That looks like a
Yeah.
noose, right? Get some good pictures.
Get some good pictures.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That, or it was like the week after, it was like, oh, that didn't work out that well last week. Let's fucking go back to it. But yeah, I 100% like, if anyone thinks that's racist, please tell me why.
The spy thing?
No, me saying this.
Oh.
Like, I definitely agree that someone making a news as a polling thing is crazy.
Yeah.
That whoever did that is a complete psychopath, and they should be put into an institution.
Well, I don't think it's a
Whether it's
news. I think it's just like a handle.
I want to hear their explanation.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know how to make a noose? That's my question.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's just all I
guess
want
if
to
it was
know.
adjustable. If it was adjustable, that's when it's fucked up.
It looked like. Did you see the pictures of it?
I didn't see it. Yeah, so I don't really know.
Pictures came out today. It looks legitimately like a noose. Like, it's got like a bunch of coils and like a thing. So I saw the FBI story. I heard Bubba Watson's story. I trust both of them. Like,
what did he say more on it? Is he still upset?
All this, yeah. Because I'd be upset too. Like, why is there a noose in my garage? Like, whether or not it was there or not. Like,
yeah, I guess if it was a
like, how did no one look at that before I came? Even like,
true. Yeah.
Like, let alone the fact someone created a noose 8 months ago or not. Whether the FBI lied about that or not.
Yeah.
Whether NASCAR's doing this as a marketing scheme or not. Like, I agree that this guy is right.
Yeah.
Like, this guy 100% has a right to feel this way, and everyone has a right to support him.
Yeah, definitely.
At the same time, no one has a right to support a noose making or the FBI. Unless you're a hardcore homer. Give me a reason why you should support the FBI. I'd love to hear it. Call the number below. Email me. Maybe don't set me up, but you guys probably are already at running that operation. So if you do, don't forget to like and subscribe like I asked as well. If you could share as well, like, share us.
Yeah, get us out there.
Yeah, exactly. Get our names out there.
Before you arrest us and murder us.
Not on a most wanted or anything like that. Just like share us on your like FBI YouTube channel. Like, link our channels together. Swapcast, something like that. Yeah. Does the CIA have a podcast?
Yeah.
I'd be down to link up with whoever's doing that. Edward Snowden, we could probably get into the Russian CIA. What's that? The KBG podcast or whatever he's an asset for.
KGB podcast.
Yeah, wherever he's an asset for. He could probably introduce us to Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, but yeah. Do we even have time to talk about drug busts?
I don't know. What are we at?
I think we're like 15 minutes in. Yeah, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. We're going hard for you guys. If you listen this far, you deserve to hear about the drug bust now.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll cut this one up into clips. We're trying to get better at doing more work, but we don't have any production assistants. We're looking for interns if you want to learn video editing.
If you want to intern with us.
Yeah, exactly.
We got lots of work for you.
Exactly.
You can get lots of credit as a video editor.
Yeah, you can get a good stake in the pod. It'll be part of your whole portfolio there.
Yeah.
You know, we're down. We're not greedy. We'll put an agreement in writing. We just need
Yeah.
you to commit the hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can't afford money, but we can afford equity. And you
Yeah.
will therefore make royal motherfucking
Money.
teas. Yeah, royal motherfucking teas, or you'll steal our podcast from us because we're dummies.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, this episode was supposed to be for the druggies. It ended up being for the conspiracy theorist intelligence crowd instead. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll even have to split this one up into part 1 and part 2. Since we do that for the YouTube anyways, for the Insta anyways.
Instagram. Yeah.
We'll probably do it for the YouTube and
Yeah.
get a couple extra bonus pods out there then.
Yeah.
So yeah, for that reason, let's take a quick commercial break ad roll, Todd. Then
All
we'll get
right.
into these drug busts and talk about like whatever our first ad is. We'll insert it here later.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely whatever weed supplier they want to hook up with us, legal or illegal. Same with mushroom suppliers. Like we're cool with one of these pharmaceutical companies,
Yeah.
or not.
You can't advertise here.
Yeah, exactly. Cumtown's got Cushy Dreams. Be down to be your next sponsor, Cushy Dreams. What's it? Red Light Holland, the CEO of that, he got hooked up with High Times for a podcast. Either of those guys, if you want us to sponsor, we're down for truffles or
Yeah.
reading your High Times magazine on the pod. But yeah, we're going to do the dirty. Back soon. All right. Good little tea break there for your commercials.
Back to it. Back to the pod. We're gonna talk about some drug busts here. Some good old-fashioned drug busts. Some of the world's biggest.
We'll get in the bonus material, the stuff all you druggies been fiending for. Just waiting for us shooting the shit about fucking the latest.
The latest.
This weekly. All right, so yeah. More Canadian news sources, Globe and Mail. One of our Canada's finest. Excuse me. From April 25th, 2013, so somewhat old. But it's some interesting drug buzz here. So what do they say? 9 infamous celebrity drug busts.
Oh, yeah.
So the first one of 9, Robert Mitchum, affectionately referred to as Hollywood's first stoner. Mitchum was already an established film actor and Oscar nominee. He was arrested for smoking reefer at the home of actress Lilla Leeds in August 1948. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was like one of the first people arrested for marijuana. It was apparently like just a publicity stunt. I was reading about it.
Nice. Like Tom Cruise with coronavirus.
I don't.
And Reed Wilson. Sorry, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Their whole crew got it and shit, supposedly. But yeah, that's crazy. An LA judge sentenced Mitchum 2 years, of which he ended up spending 60 days behind bars. And upon he simply picked up his acting career where he left off. So
you see with both these people, it doesn't even affect them that much.
2 months in jail is kind of shitty, though. But he's sleeping his jail cell in the picture. Seems to be pretty chill.
Jail wasn't that bad back then.
Yeah.
Jail was better in the 50s. That was before all these gangs got hardcore.
Yeah, it's still pretty good if you're friends with the guards.
And white.
Yeah, exactly. Which brings us to our next one, Matthew McConaughey. 209. Several years after his breakout role, good old boy stoner in Days and Confused. Rich white boy Matthew McConaughey was still doing research for the role. On October 1999, police were called to his home in Austin to investigate loud music playing. The cops found McConaughey playing the bongos and dancing nude. They also found a small amount of marijuana, which led to charges of possession. He must have took all of the other drugs already, luckily.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was just...
Yeah. That's a good
Or he's just like a super crazy guy.
Or yeah, maybe he's just a nudist bongo artist.
Just on a regular day, that's what he's doing. I don't see how that was relevant to his arrest, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. The loud music playing, I guess Maybe the neighbors thought he was a black person.
Yeah.
That's why the cops showed up so quickly. So fucking ridiculous. Stupid ass cops.
Yeah. And he got arrested for a little bit of weed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they would have threw him into prison if he was black, though. But the drug charges were eventually dropped, and McConaughey paid a $50 fine for violating Austin's noise ordinance. So yeah, totally ridiculous shit. Where's the justice? No one deserves anything for marijuana, but if you're gonna charge some people and not Matthew McConaughey, come on.
Yeah.
Charge everybody or nobody. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, then 3 of 9, Lindsay Lohan. The summer of 2007 was most unkind to the erratic Miss Lohan. Following marathon of AA counseling and 2 stints in rehab, she was arrested by LA police for DUI and possession of cocaine, and for driving with a suspended license. She posted the $25,000 bail and headed straight for a 3rd stay in rehab, which lasted 3 months. She eventually received 1 day imprisonment, 10 days community service, along with 3 years probation. So yeah, even she got in like more trouble than Matthew McConaughey.
I wonder what she had to do for community service.
Sexist.
It was like her 3rd time, wasn't it?
I'm fucking around. Yeah, who knows? 10 days of it.
And, I mean, Matthew McConaughey got arrested for weed. She was driving around with no license, high on coke.
Shit happens, man.
Shit happens. I wonder what she had to do
Possession
for
of
community service. Can you imagine?
Just
on the
Matthew
side of the road.
McConaughey did all this cocaine, and Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, this was in his system.
Yeah,
it's legal to have it in your system, but illegal to have it on.
Unless it's alcohol.
Yeah,
alcohol you're allowed to have, but you're not allowed to have in you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. It would be ridiculous if anyone gets charged for weed. But
yeah.
And Lindsay Lohan should have been in jail for a lot longer.
Yeah, for sure.
Rather than rehab.
Yeah.
Maybe people should just go to rehab instead of jail, though. Altogether. Not just rich white people.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be the best thing for everybody. Cheers to that. Defund the police, send people to rehab.
There you go. I'm all for that. Don't be locking up drug addicts.
Yeah, exactly. Or fucking throwing people in jail who somehow are caught with drugs that were put on them by the police.
Just creates problems. There's more drugs in jail than outside of them.
Yeah. Yeah. That got in through some guard's butthole. Just because they like that kind of thing, not because they had to put it in their butt.
I don't think the guards have to put it in their butthole.
Yeah, it gives them a rush. It gives them a rush.
They want to feel included.
They've got like a hollowed out butt plug. They stuff it to the max. Sometimes they use no lube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but next on the list, Courtney Love, 4 of 9. Hell Hath No Fury, like a dead rock icon's widow on drugs. On October 2, 2003, ex-wife of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain was held and then released by LAPD for trying to break into the home of a male friend. A few hours later, Love was rushed to the hospital for what appeared to be an overdose of painkillers. Cops charged her with unlawful possession of hydrocodone and oxycodone. She avoided jail by cutting a deal and entering an 18-month stretch of court-ordered rehab. 18 months of rehab. See, that seems like a fair charge.
Yeah,
If only everyone could afford that. Like, let's instead of paying these stupid ass lawyers who can't win a case, and the fucking judges and all this other shit, like, let's just put them right into rehab right away.
Yeah.
The cops test the drugs, drive them to a rehab facility.
Yeah, just drop them right off.
There. The police get to also stay funded, but we just take their guns away and all the military stuff. Give that to SWAT only. You could hear more about that in our last clip about defunding the police. Like, it works in the UK. Why don't you just only have SWAT?
Yeah. if the Chinese military can fight border wars with with batons, then so can the police.
Yeah, exactly. If the Indian government can kill an undisclosed amount of Chinese soldiers with rocks,
Then the police should do fine.
Well, they're armed, then
Yeah.
the police should be fine. The police should be fine. Like, that's 20 of those Indian soldiers died, and they had guns they could have shot.
Yeah.
If we know if they shot, the Chinese government would have said that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They shot us. They shot us.
They shot at us on our side of the border.
It would have been a nuke in Kashmir. Except that's the only fresh water that half those places have access to, probably. So
you can't nuke that.
That
would destroy the whole point.
Yeah. You'd have enemies on both sides.
Yeah, that's what Russia and the United States would do just to solve this problem.
Let's be honest. Yeah, China would have already done it because of all those type of people that live there that they're already treating like a friggin' concentration camp.
The Uyghurs or the Uyghurs.
Yeah, exactly. So ridiculous. And you can hear more about that too in the China pod.
In the China pod.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the next drug bust, we'll keep it rolling because we could talk about how shitty the police are all day. Nicole Richie, 2 high-profile drug busts seem to sober up Paris Hilton's party pal. Now the mother of 2 young kids and older 4th on the reality series Fashion Star. In early 2003, Richie was arrested in Malibu for driving with a suspended license and possession of heroin, a felony. She beat the charges, but 3 years later, in December 2011, she was arrested again for driving a Mercedes the wrong way on a LA freeway exit ramp and failing the subsequent sobriety test. Richie admitted to being under the influence of Vicodin and marijuana, but told cops she was only taking them to curb bad menstrual cramps. What a girl. I don't know about that
sounds like a lie.
This article's from 2013, so like please excuse that what a girl comment.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. And then 6 and 9, Misha Barton, fleetingly famous for starring on Fox primetime soap The OC. Good show. Barton was arrested on December 27, 2007. Oh, the day after Boxing Day? Come on. I guess Americans don't do that.
I think that's why she had to leave the show.
Yeah. When LA cops noticed her straddling 2 lanes and failing to signal a turn. Along with drunk driving, I think that's why they killed her, and driving without a valid license. She was charged with possession of marijuana. Barton spent several hours in jail before being released on $10,000 bail and later received 3 years of unsupervised probation, a 3-month alcohol education class, and a $2,000 fine. Oh, and she hasn't worked since. Yeah, you're exactly right. That's what got her kicked off.
Yeah.
Nice.
No one wanted to deal with that. You're not famous enough to be doing this shit.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are, Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah, exactly. The worst thing is like the list seems to be like, let's put the two fucking white guys at the top.
Yeah, 100%.
Then we'll have 2 white women, a woman of color, another white woman, and now we have a Hawaiian, Bruno Mars, 7 of 9. So yeah, Bruno Mars, the diminutive Hawaiian singer, built his musical career emulating Michael Jackson, but the king of pop was never pinched for coke possession. Foreshadowing. Little Bruno's troubles began when a bathroom attendant at the Hard Rock Cafe in Las Vegas called police to report someone drug dabbling in one of the washroom cubicles. What a piece of shit! Like, why did this guy tell on him? Unless
because he's racist. He thought he was just some random black guy.
That's true.
Didn't realize he was a famous Hawaiian.
Unless Bruno Mars just didn't give him any money. Like, that might have also been a thing. You got to tip these guys, man. You got to guys.
True.
If bathroom attendant, yeah, exactly. You got to tip the bathroom attendant. Be
yeah,
like, hey,
for sure,
buddy,
man.
I'm gonna be
He's wiping your rich guy ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some blow-cane in here. Do you want some, or do you want some money?
Yeah, at least share. You gotta offer to the attendant.
Yeah, I've only got enough for myself. Here's $20. Keep 6. like obviously they're gonna tell if you don't give them a good tip.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if this bathroom attendant was double dipping, taking the tip and harassing,
That'd be even
racist.
worse. He
Yeah,
deserves to get his ass
yeah,
kicked.
he's the guy who deserves. He's the guy who deserves these charges. So this is the crazy part, though. Cops came and arrested him for having nearly 3 grams of cocaine in a bag on his person. So he definitely wasn't down to share. three,
Yeah.
3 grams.
He had a ton.
Yeah, he was fucking ready to get litty.
Yeah.
But Mars swore to officers and everyone else that it was his first time ever doing drugs.
Yeah, he's got 3
Yeah,
grams of coke and he's never done it before.
yeah. I accidentally bought way too much. Do you guys want some?
Yeah. I
and he
asked
only-
for 1 portion and this is what they gave me.
Yeah, and he only had the coke because he was already drunk. I only had $1,000 bill on. No, I'm kidding. I think that's probably like $100 American if you're getting really cut up cocaine, but he's probably getting pure stuff, so probably a few $100.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, some crazy asshole. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know how he possibly bought that much without knowing he was buying that much.
Yeah.
When he could have spent $100 or less easily, and got a reasonable amount. But yeah, he was ready to have a good night, but he only had the coke because he was already drunk. He pled guilty though, dumbass, and received a
Yeah.
$2,000 fine,
Yeah.
200 hours of community service, and the promise of the bust erased if he stayed out of trouble for a year. Weirdly, he looks happy as a Grammy winner in his mugshot.
How come he didn't get to go to rehab?
Yeah,
The fuck's that about?
you know why? Because he's Hawaiian,
Yeah, that's why.
mostly, and because he pled guilty and claimed it was his first time. You got to
Yeah.
just be like, I am an addict.
His lawyer told him, he was like, "You're not getting away with this, man. Sorry. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it."
exactly. Just do it. He was cheap. He went cheap again.
Yeah,
He
with
didn't pay the
lawyer.
bathroom attendant. He didn't pay the lawyer. You fucked up, Bruno.
Yeah.
But yeah, this next one, Tatum O'Neal. I don't even know her. But yeah, 8 of 9, so we're almost done the list. Sure, any arrest for drugs is embarrassing. Good. Yeah, right. Any arrest for drugs is embarrassing for the cops. But when it happens to a former Oscar-winning actress who's 44 and mother of 3, it's downright humiliating. On June 1, 2008, O'Neal, an Oscar winner for the 1973 film Paper Moon. This article, whoever wrote this article, let me look it up.
Is a jackass.
I have to look it up because this person won an Oscar, and this Andrew Ryan wrote an article. I need to Google search him right now because he's a fucking total pile of shit. Like, what kind of piece of shit? What kind of piece of shit writes this? He's a fictional character in BioShock, so like he's a fucking pathetic.
Not even a real person. This piece of shit is a fictional fucking character who's come to write news articles that are racist and demeaning.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What a pile. He wrote an article about the OC. That's another thing he did. So like weird connection again. He really is into that kind of thing. With the Misha Barton vibes there. But yeah, he's a pile of shit anyways. Hating on an Oscar winner when he's fucking wrote 12 articles for the Globe and Mail.
Yeah. Well, fuck have you done, Andrew O'Neal?
Yeah,
Is that his
exactly.
name?
Yeah, exactly. Is that his name? No, Andrew Ryan. Andrew Ryan.
Andrew Ryan.
Yeah, we're talking about Tatum O'Neal. Andrew Ryan's the pile of shit author who sucks. Trying to chirp an Oscar winner. But yeah, she attempted to buy crack cocaine near her Manhattan apartment building, which I can't lie. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. The dealer was an undercover cop, however. So I don't know if she's ever done crack cocaine before. And they also found 2 more bags of drugs and a crack pipe in her possession. What? So yeah, she done drugs before.
Yeah, she definitely was smoking crack
Yeah.
on the regular.
Yeah, O'Neal, who has decades-long record of drug troubles, told arresting officers that she was doing research for a role. She pled guilty to disorderly conduct, got off easy by spending 2 half-day sessions in a drug treatment program. See, that's fair, but not fair to all the black people, all
Had
the
to go to
black
jail.
women that go to jail,
Yeah.
and black guys that go to jail. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck jails. Yeah. Defund the jails, man. Fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
for real.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's one of the biggest problems.
And yeah, make sure you're not going to those dumb Scientologist fucking rehab centers. Look it up. Look up the research. Look up the Scientology research drug rehab research center. We'll do an episode on it later.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is the 9 of 9.
Oh
So
yeah.
they also save a white guy for the last spot too. Fucking anchor it out. Of course they would. Fucking miss. This guy needs to eat fucking lead. Suck a fucking gun dick. Pull the trigger. But yeah, no, not condoning any violence. Like
Yeah.
maybe blank bullets.
Yeah, I just want to make him shit his pants.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably into that kind of thing. To these white dudes. But yeah. So 9 of 9, Robert Downey Jr. Mercy. He's had brushes with drugs in the law. The rap sheet, June 1996. Drunk driving, heroin possession, and carrying an unloaded .357 Magnum handgun. 3 years probation. Unloaded. Yeah, what's wrong with that? July 1996. Trespassing.
Just for scaring people.
Yeah, exactly. This has nothing to do with drugs, this one. July 1990. So I don't even know why it's in this article. July 1996. Trespassing charge for breaking into a friend's house and passing out in a child's bed. Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
That friend's a fucking ass.
Yeah.
How is that a friend? That's not a friend's house. That's not a friend.
Yeah.
That is not a friend. You would just flip him out of the bed and push him down the stairs if you were a true friend.
Yeah. You wouldn't call the news and tell them.
Yeah, you wouldn't get him a trespassing charge. You'd put him in a fucking laundry hamper and push him down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And open the front door, hope he goes out. July 1996, arrested for walking out of drug treatment program. That makes sense. So that's when people get arrested. Yes.
Yeah.
That's when you probably don't even need a cop to do that either, like a social worker could.
For sure.
Someone who knows how to handle people who have mental health problems.
Yeah.
Because that's all criminals really usually are.
Yeah.
December 1997, skip mandatory drug test. 4 months in LA County Jail. March 1999, violated his parole, sentenced to 3 years, served 1. Why do they have to hate on that stuff? Violating parole? That's not a drug crime. Unless he was
this
doing
guy
drugs.
just hates Robert Downey Jr. Obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Just wanted to run him through the mud.
I hate successful people.
Yeah, exactly. The more successful you are, the more I hate you. November 2000, I was supposed to be Iron Man. November 2000, arrested in Palm Springs for possession of cocaine and Valium. 1 year rehab, 3 years probation. That seems reasonable. April 2001, arrested in LA Alley for being under influence of a controlled substance. 3 years rehab. Now clean.
Man, I feel like he just needed to hang out at home more. Like why is he running around town?
Yeah. It says now
getting arrested constantly.
He's Iron Man. That's how we ended the article. So,
yeah,
maybe he's a fan and thought hating him. Like he's one of those Twitter haters who's like, once a celebrity responds, he's like, I didn't really mean that. I didn't think you respond. I love you.
Yeah.
I'd suck your dick. Yeah. So that's a good dude. Oh fuck. What do we got next here? Got some more drug busts. Oh, this is Us Weekly. This is some recent stuff. Maybe not. Noah Centineo. Don't know this guy. In a February 2020 interview with Harper's Bazaar, the perfect day actor candidly addressed his past with drugs. Okay, that's not a. This isn't.
This
drug
might not be a good one.
No, we're canceling it. Canceled.
Canceled. Try to
Canceled.
find the one that's got like the big drug bus. I
That's
thought
the
I had it
same.
first.
No.
No,
30,
I mean it's got
30.
like
Drugabuse.com. Drew Barrymore.
not that one.
No, not that one. You
It's
got
like cartel
WebMD.
drug bus.
Is this a third wave famous psychedelic? 20 largest drug seizures?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
the
go
one.
over that. We did enough celebrities ones for now.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I had this one first.
It's
Technical
okay.
difficulties here.
Yeah. We'll clip it up for the folks, but hopefully you watch the full pod. If you don't, you're dumb because you're missing out on some good jokes.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Exactly. And if you want to hate on us, email us, text us. We'll respond. That's fun stuff.
Yeah.
Or
We'll read your shit out and call you a fucking jackass.
yeah, comment on the Twitter, comment on the YouTube, comment on the Insta. But
Yeah.
just like our stuff and 5-star review it. Like if you don't do that, you're a fucking bitch. Like there's no reason to dislike. That's fucking pussy ass shit. That is pussy ass shit. Comment or text. Or you can tweet at us,
Yeah. Get at us.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, 20 largest drug seizures in the world from Money Inc. 2 years ago by Garrett Parker. So we'll see how much of a douchebag this guy is. Probably cooler than that other guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, here are 20. We're going to skip over his pre-log. Here are 20 of the biggest drug seizures in world history. 20. Canadian smuggling in 2018. So I think there's been a bigger drug bust since in Pittsburgh with cocaine or some crazy shit like that. But
yeah.
Anyways, Canadian smuggling in 2018. 95 kilogram of cocaine, 21 million. Canadians Melina Roberge and Andre Tamine pleaded guilty to smuggling 21 million worth of cocaine from Britain to Australia. I feel like we're putting people on blast naming them, but it's in an article. So like
Yeah.
They were aiding their porn star friend, Jason McDonald. No, Isabelle Legace, who is known as Cocaine Babe. They were you can probably follow her on Insta at Cocaine Babe. They were their stash hidden below their towels in their suitcases when the cruise ship docked in Australia. That's a good spot below the towels.
Yeah.
Good hiding spot. Yeah.
Secretive.
You should have put them all up your butt.
Yeah. If you're not parachuting, there's no point.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not putting 95 kilograms of cocaine into fucking some sort of thing that isn't something you're carrying, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like you need to carry it like a pregnant baby. Like shove it all up there. Or into the anus hole. Distribute it among friends. Like get 95 friends, baby.
Yeah.
It's $21 million. You got to be able to split it. But yeah.
We're not for smuggling. We're just against bad smuggling.
And I guess this might be the reason why, like, you probably don't want to, like, just have rehab. Like, maybe the only reason why. But yeah, it was discovered in their cabin by Australian border officials. In the month prior to the drug seizure, the pair had taken many photos of their cruise and posted them on Instagram. The photos showed them having a great time posing in their bikinis and enjoying the good weather. Though they originally had denied their involvement in smuggling the drugs, they changed their plea to guilty after their porn star was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison for her involvement. Yeah, so that's crazy. 4.5 years. Transborder Railway 2010. 30 tons of marijuana, $21.2 million.
Nice.
Crazy. Yeah. So 2010, Mexican marijuana traffickers wanted to transport product across the border of Mexico and California. Inspired by events of history, they built their own version of an underground railroad.
Yeah.
Fucking, of course. Fucking cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with these assholes?
Well, I was confused when I read that because I was like, they didn't actually have an underground railroad, which is what the Mexican people are doing.
Yeah. So let's
You know what I mean? I feel
let's
like
see
the
if there's
person who wrote this article doesn't know what the fuck the underground railroad even is.
yeah, it wasn't the underground railroad, and it's not an El Chapo tunnel. That's an underground railroad type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't like you go from someone's house to house by night. It was
Yeah, it was like literally traveling underground through a tunnel.
That's also not what this is because they clearly ran it. What? How's it a train? Police became suspicious when they saw it.
It's not a train, just a fucking tunnel.
Then why is it the Transporter Railway 2010? What the fuck? I'm confused. So yeah, there's no railroad, but yeah, let me read this. Police became suspicious. No worries, man. Good to wonder what the fuck's going on. This is probably a friggin' CIA written article. Andrew Ryan might be CIA too. Who knows? What is going to be of 12 articles? But yeah, he's probably an RCMP agent. They probably paid him $475,000 cash. He also shot 22 Canadians also.
After rewriting this article.
Just coronavirus was announced, so like it wasn't a big thing in the news. They weren't able to ban ARs immediately after that.
Yeah.
They're like, shit, we're going to have to do that mission again. Oh man. Yeah. Quickly though, we don't want it increasing too much with inflation. Yeah, like the way they handle Toronto transit system so fucked up. But yeah, sorry. Getting way off topic now. So what was beyond the entrance took them completely by surprise. They found a tunnel that measured approximately 1,800 feet in length. That's pretty short. 1,800 feet, that's like a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not crazy. I mean, it's pretty long though.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a railway, but it was being used to deliver marijuana from a small crawl space at the Californian end of the tunnel under the border and into Mexico. The authorities seized what they found, which was 30 tons of marijuana. Its value today of around $21.2 million. If it was Mexican swag, it's probably worth like $30,000. Like maybe, like if I know how much extra drug dealers charge them what they pay,
Yeah.
that can't be worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
maybe like 300,000 max. They got ripped off by some Mexican guy, or the Mexican guy had a gun to their head. Maybe it was some white guy in Mexico who had a gun to their head. That's probably much more likely. Fuck.
Yeah, CIA agent.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the only guys that are trying to get shit across the border. And they're like, fuck, you let the police catch you, you fucking idiot. They shot him.
Yeah.
That's why we don't know what they got charged with. Bizarrely, 2 days prior to the seizure, the residents of California had voted against legalizing cannabis. That is bizarre. Why would Californians vote against legalizing cannabis? They just voted for it now, though.
This is a while ago.
They learned their ways. Yeah.
Yeah, they learned their lesson.
Whenever this happened was 2010. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Mexican drug tunnel, another drug tunnel. Another El Chapo product. 1.1 ton of marijuana. So like peanuts compared to the last one. And 2.2 tons of cocaine. So like what I got on me.
Yeah. What we got back in the bunker.
Yeah, what I got in my nose. Yeah, we got this in the bunker, you know. We don't know how long COVID's gonna last, but 4 weeks will be fine. Yeah, I hear they're letting people out everywhere now, but except Leamington.
Yeah.
In Ontario, because they're killing too many migrant workers. I don't know what the deal is. If like planes have coronavirus and like that's just how it spreads, or like if it just.
I think it's just the close quarters and the fact that they never stop.
I think it's also that bad down there. Like I guess Brazil's like going crazy.
Is that right?
Yeah, U.S. is going hard again too.
Yeah, I haven't really been following the COVID news.
Yeah,
scares me.
Me neither. I don't even care. I was watching it at first.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
I-
this is crazy, and now I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just
I don't need. This is too morbid.
yeah. I'm just gonna wait in my house and I'm gonna wait until people say it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. 2025 university tour. We'll be there.
Yeah.
Once everyone has gotten coronavirus and is cured,
Yeah.
once we get it, we'll go. Until we get it, we'll wait till there's herd immunity or something. But yeah,
Right on.
the Mexican drug
Should we get to
cartel, 61 million. So Bob's story is not unusual. In fact, this has been one of the most common techniques of smuggling drugs between the two countries throughout history. The tunnel, which runs from Otay Meza to Tijuana, is believed to be the longest tunnel discovered of its kind, as it measures almost half a mile in length. Although no official figures have been released about this drugs haul, it is estimated at around 61 million. Colombia 2016, 8.8 tons of cocaine. Unfortunately, Colombia is the setting for many drug seizures as drug use is prolific in this country. 2016, Colombian authorities seized a massive 8.8 tons, estimated street value of 240 million. Authorities revealed the drugs were discovered in an underground hole at a banana farm in the Caribbean town of Turbo, which is less than 300 miles from Bogota, the capital of Colombia. The cocaine was stashed inside 359 bags and is the largest drug seizure in Colombia of all time. According to the police, the cocaine belonged to notorious Usaga clan, who are well known for their involvement in drugs. 3 people were arrested during the operation. This next one's interesting. Saudi Arabia 2014, 22.6 million of amphetamine pills, 267 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fairly recent drugs, 6 people were arrested in Saudi Arabia after they attempted to smuggle 22.6 million pills into the country, hidden the pills inside rolls of plastic coils of barbed wire. Such strange luggage was probably enough to draw attention to them in the first place. The street value of such large quantity of amphetamine pills is estimated at 267 million. Next, 15, Operation Aussie X 2008. 4.4 tons of MDMA, 309 million. One of the biggest seizures in history was conducted by Australian authorities. The Australian Federal Police stung an ecstasy supplier based in Melbourne. The year-long operation involved them arresting people involved in the drug supply at every level. Some of those arrested for their involvement including dock workers, freight haulers, and drug bosses. The drugs were being imported from Italy inside 3,000 cans of tomatoes and arriving at the docks in Melbourne. The operation involved recovering the drugs from a sprawling mansion in Griffith. Police seized drugs which consisted of 15 million MDMA pills weighing 4.4 tons, a street value of 309 million. Many disappointed ravers following the sting. Ooh. 14.
I'm sure they were fine.
Yeah, exactly. They probably just took like meth or other shit instead.
Yeah.
14, Colombia 2017, 12 tons of cocaine, 360 million. In November 2017, Colombia was once again, no doubt, police seized 12 tons of cocaine that were found underground at 4 different farms in the Antigua province, which is banana growing region. It's estimated that this haul is a market price of around 360 million. However, there is enough cocaine to break down into 11 million hits of 1 gram each, which this has a street value of around 660 million. This person loves math. And they're probably getting ripped off for their cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
This seizure was made through the combined efforts of local forces and international intelligence. Because I always find police super inflate the value as well.
Yeah. Well, that's how much they're selling it for on the street, you know?
Like, there's no way. If I was to buy 12 tons of cocaine, there's no way it would cost me 360 million. That's how much you could sell it for once you got it in the country, yes.
They just want to say...
broke it down into pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But
They
what
just
you
want to pretend like that they're fucking doing more than they are.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's just a way to you have to have a way to measure it, I guess, evenly. So they're always like, we'll just say what the street value is in pounds if it's X or grams if it's Y.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if we don't know where to get cheap drugs, we use the internet. So
Yeah.
RCMP can easily entrap us. Yeah. And also street merchants and of course our local provincial approved suppliers for cannabis.
Yeah.
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 Now when they legalize the other drugs or medicinal, make mushrooms medicinal, I'll be the first one to sign up for that stuff.
100%.
Yeah, I hear microdosing cures like cluster headaches. It's good for weight loss, good for all kinds of crazy shit. So like I don't
Yeah.
understand why you got to take pharmaceuticals to do all that stuff, or like random ass supplements that might be crazy ass caffeine pills or some shit that could kill you if you
Yeah, all that
accidentally
shit
take
is
4 instead of 2.
yeah. All
Yeah,
that shit's been like seems to be super unhealthy the more and more information we get on it, but has already been approved.
yeah, exactly, crazy shit there. But yeah, back to the list.
Mm-hmm.
Number 13, Afghanistan, 2008, 260 tons of hashish, 376 million. A
Oh yeah, this
stash.
story's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. It's
They
good.
blow it. Yeah.
A stash of hash was found in underground military trenches and bunkers in Afghanistan. It was equivalent to the weight of 30 double-decker buses. Rather than waste man-hours trying to remove the stash, the military took a rather unusual approach to getting rid of the drugs. They opted to call in an airstrike to destroy the trenches and bunkers, as this would ultimately also destroy the drugs. Somehow there's a picture. No, there's no picture with this one. The next, because they blew the fucking thing out of it. Yeah, the next one they got pictures with 14 tons of cocaine, 400 million. Pacific Ocean 2016. The United States Coast Guard also play a role, although it's usually land-based forces responsible for seizing drugs, because drugs arriving in the United States often originate from overseas and arrive by boat. This was the case on April 8, 2016, when the United States Coast Guard was responsible for seizing 14 tons of cocaine in the Eastern Pacific Ocean. So number 11, the 2005 Colombian seizure, also 14 tons of cocaine. Somehow in 2005, it was worth more than in 2016, and it says it was 415 million. So yeah, whatever you want to believe about this list, but or the police,
Yeah.
which should be nothing. Well, in America, opposing political parties battle out their differences with words on television. Things are taken much more serious in Colombia, and violence is often involved. There are extreme differences between the right-wing Auto Defensas, United to Colombia, AUC, and the left-wing Marxist revolutionaries. So kind of like what the USA is at now. CIA and FBI agents, Donald Trump supporters, or left-wing Marxist revolutionaries, and also counterintelligence agents and
KGB.
secret Trump supporters and KGB. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we know somehow people lied in those polls, or the polls only asked people that voted for the left.
Yeah.
Because what kind of dumbass is going to answer a poll? No right-wing person is going to. Also, like a left-wing person, like if they're fucking busy enough, they're not going to answer the fucking poll. The elites aren't. It's just
Yeah.
some fucking dumbasses who are also the same people on Twitter who are trying to get their fucking dog fucking
Yeah.
some sort
We're
of
just like,
crazy
oh,
ass
someone's
surgery.
calling me and asking me my opinion? Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Can't wait to waste your time.
yeah, exactly. They're like, oh yeah, I just shared a smoothie with my puppy.
Yeah.
Like that, because they're my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah, exactly, saying all sorts of crazy shit the same way people on the right do, but they still wouldn't fill out a poll though.
Yeah.
They'd be like, I don't trust the damn poll. They don't realize that actually gets your voice heard. Instead, they'd rather fucking just say this crazy shit and get banned off of fucking Twitter and do it on 4chan or whatever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they could just like fucking yell it from the mountaintops or their backyard or whatever, and no one's gonna ban them from anything. Unless like the cops are in their area and they're not a white person. Yeah, which is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I guess Colombian drugs are worth more than Pacific Ocean drugs because who knows? Who knows what happened over 11 years where money went up a bunch but drugs went down in price. So,
Yeah.
a drug haul in 2005 brought the two sides together in an issue, those Marxists and the right-wingers. Colombian police seize a haul of cocaine found in the Mira River. That was one of the biggest seizures of this drug ever in the world at the time. The 14 tons of cocaine were owned by the AUC and guarded by the Marxists. The value of the seizure at the time was around $350 million. Okay, so equivalent to $415 million in today's money. So that's that. I guess that's fair. I don't know, but yeah, we must have lost Todd with a dead phone. He'll be back soon. I'll keep going on through the drug busts in the meantime. So yeah, Mexican Cowabungo 2010, 105 tons of marijuana. This operation, which became known as Cowabungo, was the biggest in Mexican history. It involved a shootout in which nobody died, but 11 people were arrested in relation to trafficking and supplying drugs. The operation led to the seizure of 105 tons of marijuana that had a value of $425 million. However, it was not just the size of the haul that made this operation famous. It was also the way in which drugs were packaged. They were very indiscreetly wrapped in brightly colored packaging that boasted pictures of famous cartoon characters. One of these was Homer Simpson from The Simpsons. On the picture, he was shown to be shouting, "Voy de Mojara, quiet away. This as I'm gonna get high, dude." With such blatant packaging, it was little wonder that those responsible were caught and jailed. So probably a CIA operation they thought was a funny joke.
Yeah.
Exactly. Welcome back, Todd.
Thanks. Cut out for a sec.
Yeah, we thought maybe your phone died, but we're glad it was just something weird because saw you were still in the whole chat the whole time.
Yeah. I was just internet connection, I think.
Yeah, it's life. Got to deal with the whole COVID times. We would be in our brand new studios, but we're taking extra precautions for coronavirus.
So we're hiding in an underground bunker.
Yeah, we're in the underground bunker, but we're social distancing. So
yeah, also in different rooms.
Yeah, exactly. We got a nice studio, but because we have the social distance, and unfortunately, it's like small enough where we can't be 6 feet away from each other. We didn't want to have to wear masks because we know some people hate them. It's smart to wear them out in public. Voice your opinions on Twitter because we know the government's watching there. Same with Facebook and Instagram, but wear your fucking mask out in public. Respect the dumb old people who are sick and not wearing their mask, who are going to get you sick if you don't wear one, and then you don't want to spread it to your own grandma. Because they're like putting it into long-term care homes, or it's getting spread there faster or some shit because people there got weaker immunity. So you got to think about that. Even if you're not going to get sick, somewhere where people got weaker immunities and live together, they could all get sick and they go to the store without a mask, and because you don't got your mask on to maybe block all the oxygen, but also block out their fucking spit. Moisture molecules, like you won't get sick and you'll be able to hang out with your grandma still, or fucking eat lunch with your children that have asthma or one lung or whatever the thing that you got to worry about is. So just be fucking smart about wearing masks. Wear them. Don't wear them. Just don't fucking go to the store if that's what you're gonna do. Get delivery instead. Like, Fucking don't complain about the laws. Fucking, we know in some states you don't have to wear your helmet. Is that smart? Probably not, because the paramedics have to come pick that guy up off the road.
Yeah.
So at the same time, like, I don't wish coronavirus on anyone, and I do hope anyone that gets it is asymptomatic. But if you aren't and you end up spreading it to other people, or you are asymptomatic and you end up spreading it to other people because you didn't wear a mask, that's fucked up, bro. And you should tell people about it so that fucking no one else people start shut up about not wearing a mask. But yeah, not to be too preachy about it, but
Yeah, you're about the mask. I hear you.
I just think on like public transit in busy places, like wear a mask. Like if you're doing a quick run to the corner store or you're driving your car around places, like you shouldn't have to wear a mask. That's fair. But it's like, unfortunately, people don't wear seatbelts all the time. So like, and people speed all the time. So the fact that people get into these accidents speeding, maybe they should have been wearing a seatbelt. Maybe they didn't need one if they weren't speeding. Maybe they didn't need one at all if they just fucking were smarter drivers. But people fuck shit up, and then there's rules on us because people are fucking shit up. So be smart so they don't have to put the fucking rules on us. Like, yeah, exactly. If you just like, there's a really dumb rule in California, you have to wear your mask driving in your car or something like that. Like, I get it if you're an Uber driver, but if you're alone in your car, like, that's fucking dumb as shit. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, what if you live in your fucking car?
Yeah.
no respect.
No.
But yeah, that's a good break mid 20 largest drug seizures.
Yeah.
Try to power through the rest, and yeah, we appreciate you listening to the bonus pod and the pod in general, especially through these tough times. If you're driving to work, or if you don't give a shit about coronavirus or politics, like, you should have skipped through that stuff, you dummy. And if you did and you just heard me say that, I'm sorry, bro. But we're getting back into the drug bust. So yeah, number 9, Panama operation. Deck 2007, 20 tons of cocaine. 670 million. Rather than using the tried and tested method of swallowing balloons or condoms filled with cocaine as a way of smuggling the drug, because it's 20 tons. Like, I don't understand what this person thinks they would do. Like, other than like get like, like 20,000 people to swallow them. A group of Panama smugglers, like, that's kind of if you got a good Instagram following, maybe, like, if you do a fire festival, a fake thing, maybe you can get that many people there. But like, I don't know. Like, those girls on the cruise in the first one should have got everyone on the cruise to swallow a little bit of the drugs. Then they would have made it through.
Then they would have been solid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They would have got all their drugs back, and there would have been no problems with what people asked for after that. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, the cartel loaded numerous bales of cocaine into cargo containers. They then put these on the top deck of a freighter. Unfortunately, the DEA and Coast Guard became aware of their operation and seized the drugs from a Panamanian ship called Gatan. The seizure involved a haul of 20 tons of cocaine that had a staggering value of $670 million. This took place in 2007, and at that time it was the largest maritime cocaine seizure conducted by the United States forces. Number 8, the UK's biggest haul, 2015, 3.2 tons of cocaine. 697 million. So we're getting good up here.
Oh, yeah.
Million. In April 2015, the biggest drug seizure in UK history took place. UK's lame as shit. Took place, and this resulted in the arrest of 2 Turkish men, of course, who later both pleaded guilty.
Not surprised.
Yeah, exactly. They probably weren't even Turkish. Just this is the news said they were because of how anti-Turk everything seems to be. But if what we know about Turks is true, yeah, they're fucking Armenian killers. They deserve to be fucking roasted like they are. But anyway, who later both pleaded guilty to attempting to smuggle 3.2 tons of cocaine into the United Kingdom. This drug haul had an estimated street value of $697 million. One representative for the police said that this was the equivalent to a full year's worth of drug seizures. So yeah, also pretty lame guy. I don't know. That representative of the police was full of shit. So that's like must be some counterintelligence type shit. Yeah, the drugs were found in a rather unusual way. Officers searching a vessel in Aberdeen Harbor found a tiny quantity of cocaine on the end of one of the drill bits they were using during the search. That's not unusual. This led to further investigation.
Yeah.
Informed the French authorities that the Tanzanian registered vessel Hamel was off the west coast of the UK. It was their belief that it was carrying a large quantity of cocaine. When the vessel was found and searched, the huge stash of drugs was discovered. So it sounds like they do this type of shit all the time. And
Yeah, I feel like they knew beforehand, and we're just like, oh, you got cocaine on this drill bit?
yeah,
Searching
exactly.
the whole boat. And they already knew.
Exactly. Why are they even running these drills if they don't, like that's probably expensive as fuck. They need to have some tips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
NSA tips.
Yeah, exactly. Or whatever the UK version of that is.
Yeah.
I don't know. UKSA.
Well, yeah.
Probably something cooler, or lamer. And that's why the USA did it different.
Something cooler.
Whatever you want to believe. They're both Commonwealth at the end of the day. They both speak English. Just one's given up on
the
use.
Anglosphere.
Yeah, one's given up on use.
Yeah.
And proper English. But yeah, Texas, 1989, 14 tons of cocaine. I got that thing on me. Somehow, the 14 tons of cocaine is worth $1 billion. Even though, let me scroll up here. 14 tons of cocaine, $415 million, $400 million. 14 tons of cocaine, $1 billion. I don't even want to read this thing after reading that. But yeah. It was 1989, so
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they were tight on the cocaine then. But yeah, Texan authorities conducted a double bust. The first bust was off a ship off the Texas coast. Authorities found 5 tons, and a related bust on the same day found 9 tons in the house of a suspected drugs kingpin. It is believed the cocaine originated in Colombia, so the bust was a huge pain for the drug lords in this country. Is estimated making it one of the most successful seizures in history of the United States. That the total street value of the cocaine was in the region of 1 billion, maybe 415 billion, maybe 400 billion. I mean millions. Those are millions. And it says 1 billion now. It's only worth 400 million. So take with that what you will. Number 6, Australia, 2014, 2.8 tons of amphetamines and MDMA, 1.5 billion. MDMA and amphetamine are 2 of the most popular drugs in Australia. However, these drugs are potentially lethal. I don't know if that's true. Probably amphetamine addiction, maybe MDMA. Probably
it depends how you make it.
Yeah, probably just what the MDMA is cut with. But Australian authorities are cracking down hard, seizing drugs. November 14, 2014 is a large haul. These had arrived in Australia via sea cargo from Hamburger in Germany. They were concealed within the containers inside furniture. Number 5, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, 2010, 30 tons of Captagon materials, 1.6 billion. In 2010, Saudi Arabian and Turkish authorities seized 30 tons of ingredients that are intended to create a pill, Captagon. This drug is also commonly known as the jihad pill. It is commonly shipped between the 2 countries. There have been many seizures of this drug in the last 2 decades. However, this is one of the largest seizures to date. There's enough of these ingredients to create approximately 200 million of the tablets, which are psychostimulants. Number 4, the Pablo Escobar seizures, 1984. 14 tons of cocaine. Somehow worth 2.2 billion, even though now it's worth 400 million. Pablo Escobar was one of the biggest coke pins in history. At the height of his criminal activities, he was earning millions every day. He achieved such a high income by supplying around 50% of cocaine to the United States. That amount's disputed up and down. His operation was so big it took many vehicles. A lot of the drugs were made in a secret lab in a jungle called Tranquiladia. This lab had its own airstrip and a personal army. It even had off-the-grid electricity and water supplies in dorms for those who worked there. The DEA were desperate to catch this kingpin and used tracking devices on his raw materials to hunt him down and seize his drugs. The seizure took place in 1984, and the DEA recovered approximately 14 tons of cocaine. Dope series on Netflix that's like a drama, if you want to watch it, like action drama. At today's value, this was worth around 2.2 billion, which is bullshit. It's worth 400 million. However, this would have according to the other parts of the article, it's probably worth even less. However, this would have only made a small dent in Pablo Escobar's yearly income, which is believed to be around 25 billion annually around at the time. So if there was 25 billion known in 1984 going to drug kingpins, imagine how much money is illegally underground today.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
Way more than Jeff Bezos. But anyways.
Yeah.
My computer might die, so we'll power through these. And
okay.
Number 3, San Francisco bust, 1991. 1,059 pounds of heroin, supposedly worth $5 billion. We don't have anything to compare that against. Heroin addicts in San Francisco found it a little more difficult to get their fix after a bust in 91.
That's probably bullshit.
Yeah.
They probably could get it just fine.
Yeah. There might have been a drought, but
this article is just pretending like the drug war is going well.
Yeah, exactly. They're drug war.
That's what's bothering me.
They're drug war lovers. But yeah, the amounts get bigger, even though the amounts stay the same, the dollar amounts get bigger. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's funny too, though. But yeah, the authorities could claim they were responsible for the biggest haul of heroin ever. There's even TV footage of their haul as television crews witnessed the stash. When 1,059 pounds of China white heroin in 59 boxes arrived in the Bay Area from Thailand. Police were there, ready to seize it. So it could have all been an intelligence operation set up to look good. Because we know they do that kind of thing, like try to nuke the moon, if you want to watch a Space Force episode.
Yeah.
Just to look good. But yeah, the haul had a value of around $5 million at the street value of today. So it says 5 million here, but they put 5 billion up top. Its value was greater than that of the DEA budget for the year of 2010. So yeah, probably meant to put 5 billion there. They're dumbasses typo. How did you miss that typo on both the writing and the editing? So commanders of the drug war estimated that the haul was equivalent to 5% of the heroin produced in the world in 1991. California haul, 1989, number 2, 21 tons of cocaine, 13 billion. If we do the math, 14, 21, that's 1.5 times 400. That's really 600 million, but they're saying 13 billion. Maybe it was worth that much in 1989. But they also said that 14 tons were worth 1 billion in Texas.
Yeah, so they're just making numbers up.
Yeah, exactly. So ridiculous. So yeah, most people living in California residential community located in foothills of San Gabriel Mountains were aware they had a criminal neighbor. The area was home to Rafael Monaz Talavera, a big-time kingpin. In 1989, 21 tons of coke was seized from his warehouse, although this was a small change in compared to the 77 tons that had passed through the warehouse in the previous year, probably thousands of times more. It was large enough haul to become a record-breaking drug seizure. It is a current street value of 13 billion. The quantity is enough for every single resident of the United States to enjoy 5 lines of cocaine. Yeah, right. That must have been stomped and cut like 100,000 times.
Yeah.
The transportation costs alone for the trafficking such a large quantity of drugs had set Talavera back 81 million. In addition to the haul of cocaine, police also seized 12 million in cash. So this guy should know better. That's why you join the CIA. They'll cover the cost of transportation. Could have kept that. And you get paid as a contractor too.
Yeah.
So finally, number 1, Afghanistan 2009, 92 tons of opium and poppy seeds. So again, this thing is 2 years old. And this one says that 92 tons of opium and poppy seeds is priceless, but you can put a price on it. So there must be a price. One of the biggest fundraising activities for terrorist groups such as the Taliban is U.S. government funding. This guy thinks it's opium trafficking, though. It's estimated that approximately 90% of the opium in the world originates in Afghanistan. The Afghan forces led a 2009 operation to seize 92 tons of opium and poppy seeds. As this is such a huge haul, It's difficult to put a price on the value of these drugs. However, the Afghan forces considered it triumph in both the war on drugs and the war on terrorism. It is credited as the biggest ever drug seizure conducted by the Afghan forces. However, there are those that argue this seizure came at a price. The operation was described as uncoordinated and ineffective, and it led to the loss of 60 members of the forces. The drugs were destroyed when the forces ordered an airstrike on the stash. So because they blew it up, they never bothered pricing it out. Unlike that other hash stash they found, and we're like, let's just blow it. But yeah, there's got to be a price on 92 tons of opium and poppy seeds.
Yeah, priceless.
This guy doesn't understand. Like, it says he's a personal finance freelance writer and journalist. So yeah, he definitely doesn't understand money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's we had a few other articles about this type of shit, but I think that's all we really should cover for now, because we gave you guys a good amount, and we got to get into the regular pod. We want to cover Sydney Godley for you this week, so we're gonna save that for this next episode. It's coming out in about a week's time. Depends how quickly we get to launch this bonus epi.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else you wanted to say about those drug busts, the celebrity ones or those big ass ones, Todd?
No, I think that's good.
All right, we'll save some more of our dumbass thoughts for the next pod.
Yeah.
And so we can share those with you. And yeah, hopefully you can share yours with us too. We want you to comment. We want you to email us or text us or send us a voicemail. We'll reply to it on the show. And yeah, if you want to rate us 5 stars, do so. If you don't want to rate us 5 stars, don't even fucking bother, but subscribe, like, do the good shit. Good vibes only.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'd love to get your feedback and make the show better for you if you do have any feedback. We're down for good critics, but put it in the comments and the emails and shit.
Yeah.
Awesome. And yeah, thanks again for listening. We'll be back soon. Cheers.